Hi, I'm Nikki McClellan, a wildlife specialist here at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. Thank you for joining us here today to watch our creature feature. Today we're going to be talking about our bobcats. Here at the museum we have two bobcats. Their names are Bob and Biddy. Bob is our male, Biddy is our female. They were both found orphaned in Arizona in 2002, so they're about 14 years old, and they've been here at the museum ever since they were kittens. They came here when they were about 6 months old, so they've pretty much grown up here. Usually in the wild, bobcats are pretty solitary. However, these two grew up together where they're from, so they've always lived together and they do really well. But usually in the wild, they are pretty solitary. Their paths can sometimes overlap with other bobcats in the area, but for the most part, they're content to be by themselves. Not a lot of people know that we have bobcats here in the wild in Ohio, so there's a couple ways to tell if a feline that you're seeing is a bobcat or just a large domestic house cat. The first is that short tail, which is actually how bobcats got their name, bobcats, because the tail looks like it's been bobbed off and it has the black tip. And also there's the tufted ears, so they always have the tufted ears where the very tip is black. Usually the males go at about 20 pounds and the females can go about 10 to 15. Our bobcats run true for that. Usually in the wild these guys live to be about 7 to 10 years old. In captivity, the oldest living bobcat recorded was 32. So that's pretty old. I mean, I'm not going to say they're going to live to be 32. I'm not going to say they're not going to live to be 32, but they're in great health for being 14-year-old bobcats. To be a wildlife specialist, it means that you're cleaning up a lot of poop. It's a big part of our job. We give them water every day, we feed them every day, but it's not like it used to be in the zoo world where you just put a metal dish of food in. Now when you feed, we usually do it in training sessions. Training is excellent for their minds. It keeps them really mentally stimulated, it keeps them active, or we'll put it in enrichment. And enrichment is anything that's going to keep these guys physically and mentally stimulated. We enrich all of our animals here twice a day, so that's another big part of our animal husbandry and our job is thinking what's going to stimulate these guys, and we need to know what they would naturally do in the wild. So bobcats have a good sense of smell, that's why we give them things that are scented different. So I put a little bit of dill on the GoPro there, hoping he'd come over to it. They usually do like different spices. They are cats, so they have that natural instinct to stalk things and bat at things. That's what those paper towels are in there, things for them to rip down and play with. And again, there's probably a scent on there. So anything that's going to keep them physically and mentally stimulated, we try to stimulate all of their senses. Sometimes we'll play different animal sounds for them. We'll switch up their habitat, because out in the wild, these guys would naturally be roaming around. Actually, bobcats can usually roam around 2 to 7 miles a day. So they're naturally having their environment change all the time. And in captivity, that environment's actually pretty static. So we try to switch it up for them so that they're stimulated. Thank you for joining us here today and learning all about our bobcats. We look forward to seeing you. Hope you visit our new Perkins Wildlife Center presented by KeyBank to check out our bobcats and all of our other awesome native Ohio wildlife.